My name is Aaron Nokila from the Manila Times. I'd like to direct this question to Mr. Yankovsky. Okay, sir. So I'm asking this not only as a media person, but also as a home credit customer myself. So you mentioned the home credit protection, and I noticed that yes, it covers mainly accident, but how about in case of theft? Of course, when you buy an item, that is most likely going to attract thieves. So does home credit take that into consideration if your item is stolen?
At this point in time, we do not cover the theft. We are discussing this with our service providers. The main area of focus there is to make sure that the potential theft is real, because it's not that hard to pretend the theft. Yeah? So we really need to make sure that we can have proper claims settlement process. So we are working on it, but it's not something that would be covered now.
And I have a follow-up question, and also related to home credit protection. So I also noticed that it focuses mainly on mobile smartphones, but will it also cover other items besides smartphones?
Yes, we have protection both for the mobile phones, tablets, and also for the appliances. So like for your TV, if you get the TV broken, extended warranty, this is also covered.
Thank you very much. And I also have a question to Ms. Paul. So how has home credit become concerned in battling scams?
So we are actually very cognizant of how the scams have really, increased over the last many years. So we actually have a very strong anti-fraud program to be able to do so. So we identify it within our own customer base, as well as do a very massive information campaign on this. So you will be getting push notifications, emails, as well as, of course, the wide reach of our social media to be able to educate customers on how to avoid scams and fraud.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir Aaron. Now, next question is from a good friend, Sir Compi.
Good morning, I'm Coffee Matala from the Daily Tribune. Inflation was 8.6% in February, and the economists are predicting it's not taming. So the BSP is not yet done raising interest rates. So how do you reconcile your target to expand and reach 10 million customers this year versus the government plans or through the BSP to further increase interest rates to discourage borrowings, cash and products? Because now is that time really to use your credit cards.
Okay, so macroeconomic situation is something that we all live in, and we need to be able to respond. So the inflation is something that puts some pressure on our customer, and the important part is responsible borrowing. So we need to make sure that when we are improving the customers, we are improving for them the level of the loans that they can afford to repay. And when it comes to the impact of the BSP response to the market to battle the inflation, which is in increasing the interest rates. This has impact on general population, because there is less money in the population, because there is a little bit less investments, which should decrease the level of the inflation, and then we are closing the circle. So basically, it is our responsibility and responsibility of every other lender to provide loans to the level that the customers can afford to pay, even in this more challenging situation. On the other hand, we are here for the customers that might want to buy the phone, and in the past they would go and buy the phone with cash. Sometimes now they cannot afford to buy the things in cash, and then they can avail for home credit services. So we are actually, we believe that we are a solution for the customers that might need to adjust their monthly or one-time payments.
And if I may add to what Zanex already said, given the inflation, given even after the the interest rate increases by the BSP, Home Credit has actually not increased interest rates on any of our products, over the last few years. In fact, we've increased the number of products available on 0% interest because we truly do stay committed to our customers still being able to afford things and being a lifestyle partner.
Hi, good morning. I'm Leo Mendiola from oolio.ph. So first, congratulations on your 10th year anniversary and thank you for spreading financial literacy to Filipinos. So my question is, are there any products or service lines that you will be offering in commemoration of your 10th year?
No official announcement yet, but of course it's a big celebration and anniversary, so you may expect something extra from us once we get closer to the 10 years.
I think we have a question here in front. Yes.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. I'm Claire Santiago. Before I ask my question, I will just share my home credit story. Short lang to. Back in 2016, February 2016, I was just starting my freelancing journey. And during that time, wala akong decent laptop. And home credit yung nakita ko na maging sagot para makapag-start ako ng freelancing journey. And now, yung freelancing, yun ang bumubuhay sa aking pamilya.
Okay, round of applause.
So, doon po ako nag-start. So, siguro kung wala yung home credit, noong 2016, baka hindi ganito yung buhay namin. Hindi ganito na maayos.
Amazing story.
So, eto na po yung, this is my question. Is credit history important when applying for home credit loans? And how do you measure an applicant's credit worthiness?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for sharing your story. Stories like yours is what inspires every day to do what we do. So thank you for that. I'll take part of your question. Really, as far as the laptops are concerned, I think it was a big demand during the pandemic. It became even more important. I think in 2016 you mentioned, but since 2020 when the pandemic hit, there was sudden demand where people needed to suddenly transform the way they actually went to schools or the way they worked. There was a huge demand for laptops. We actually took a decision at that point of time where we actually never used to have 0% interest on laptops. We actually started a huge campaign of 0% interest on laptops, and we've been able to now really sell more laptops than we ever did, and a lot of them on 0% interest. So if ever anybody else in your family also needs a laptop, now it's available at 0% interest. So please try and consider us and for the laptops. And I'll let David answer the credit question.
Talking about the credit worthiness and credit history, there are two important principles we are having in our business. First of all, we do serve customers without any credit history, and this is part of our mission. It's very important for the unbanked population to have access to the credit. But the second, as well important element is, we together are building the credit history for all the customers. And actually maintaining good credit history is something we do recommend as a part of our financial literacy program and in all communication. This is important for everybody to really think about it and build. We have a state credit bureau in place for many years already here in the Philippines, and these two principles are very important for us. People without credit history can get the loan, but at the same time, for everybody, please think and build your positive credit history. It's important for everybody's financial future.
Hello. Hi, I'm Bernie of Manila Bulletin. Sir, I have a few questions here. One is, how much product loans you've approved so far, and how much cash loans applications you've also received? And another question is, if you could share the default rate of your loans, of your customers. And the third is, well, judging from your presentation, I think it shows clearly that home credit is profitable. Could you share with us how much is or how do you get the percentage, or how much percentage you get from the charges that you impose on your customers? And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
So let me take the cash loan part of the question. Cash loan is the product we offer to our existing customers. So spinning off the credit history, the customers who really build the credit history with us, we offer the cash loan product. Hence, we have approval rates around 90%. So if you remember 1.8 million customer, our applications would be somewhere around 1.9 million that we processed.
I think you asked a question. I think you asked the question about the product loans as well. So I'll give you a very quick couple of numbers to give you some estimate. Every month, actually, there's more than 200,000 product loan applications we approve. Another interesting stat could be over the last few years, we've actually in the Philippines financed over 10.5 million phones. Just as a phone market itself, 10.5 million phones over the last few years. So that should give you some idea about really like every month where we're increasing the number of products that we are able to finance for customers. And mobile phone, which is the most popular commodity for us, over 10.5 million of them have been financed. Now let David take the overall question.
Excuse me. I'll follow up to that. Do you have a value to that number in pesos?
I do. I'm not able to maybe give you an exact number at the moment, but we can maybe get back to you with that.
The average product loan is 14,000 pesos. So for the reference, you can multiply by the number of the transactions. Talking about the financials, what is and our financial, what is really important to have in mind is the risk management. We already mentioned several times the responsible lending, and the essence of the responsible lending is to make sure that we are borrowing to customers who are repaying the loans. I have to proudly say that over the time, our NPL, non-performing loans ratio, is very, very solid and on par with the banking industry. And indeed, it is an important element of the overall profitability. We do not announce the last year numbers yet. We will have a special event for that once it's fully audited.